I'm jet lagged, I'm tired. Let's do this. You guys, it's been way too long. I know I haven't posted a video in a while, but I literally was in Europe for almost a month for work. I had my birthday, and since I've been back, I've been working on little things around the house just to get it in order, all while struggling with some jet lag, so it's been a lot. But I'm back and I'm ready to start working on that primary bedroom. Welcome back if you've watched any of my videos before, and hello to anyone new who's watching. My name's Marcel. Also want to give a shout out to my new subscribers. I'm honestly shocked that I put out these little videos and people watch them and leave comments and feedback and ask questions. I don't know, the whole thing is super cool and weird and I love it, so thank you for your support. Okay, so let's talk about this primary bedroom. It definitely needs a refresh. This was the workout room of the previous owner, so there's a lot of scuff marks and damage to the walls. It also has no door. When we first moved in, there was a door in the kitchen. I had a feeling that this door was to that room, so when I was doing the kitchen reno, I put that door in the basement, knowing that when the time came, I would hang it back up in its original spot. And the time is now. There's also some built-in shelves that gotta go. Just some general love will make it feel like a proper bedroom. I have a dope headboard / feature wall that I'm DIYing for this space, as well as a few other little pops. So enough of me blabbing. Let's get started. It's been a minute and I totally forgot to put on my protective eyewear. Safety first, people. Sanding this room was super intense with all the layers of paint I had to level out, but we finished and we're finally moving on to one of the easier parts of this process, which is caulk time. It's a steamy day here in Milwaukee. I haven't even started doing anything yet and I'm already sweating. I'm about to tape off the room so that way I can prime. I ran out of the Benjamin Moore primer, so I'm going with the Kills 2. It's been recommended to me a couple times, so I want to try it since it's cheaper and I want to see if it's as good. Hi, I am Dragsville today. I don't want to blame being tired on jet lag, but I think it's the jet lag. Anyway, so the walls are primed and I'm now ready to move on to the paint. I don't know if I'm being lazy or whatever, but I only did one coat of primer because I feel like it covered pretty well. So I wanted to do a little experiment and see if this paint covers better than the Benjamin Moore. I'm using the Valspar signature paint, which I used to paint the ceiling black in the hallway. I really liked how it performed, so I'm hoping I'll get the same results with the white walls. I color matched it to the Chantilly lace to keep the vibe going on the main floor, so hopefully it's a good match. I already cut in with 2 coats around the room, so now all I have to do is roller it out on the ceiling and the walls, and then it'll be done. So the walls were painted for the most part. The Valspar paint killed it like I hoped it would. Now I'm just having a little moment, drinking a matcha, waiting for the electrician to arrive. He's going to be installing a light switch as well as just checking the wiring to make sure everything's all G, so that way we can have a light in the bedroom with a switch. There was that fan in there that we never really used, and the ceilings are pretty low in this house, so we just decided to put in a light to keep it simple. When we first moved in, there was a double outlet on the wall where the light switch was, so I have to go in and make it smaller to fit the light switch plates. So I'm gonna have to tape mud and sand, and then I can finally finish painting this room. I'm still not a mud master, but this is such a small spot that I think I got it. All right, quick little thing about the door frame. It's right there. I have to go through and chisel out a couple spots for the door hinges. Once that's done, I'm gonna go through and prime and paint all the trim in the room, which means we're one step closer to being done painting. I'll have everything linked below in the description box if you're curious about anything that I'm using. So I just got back inside from measuring and cutting all the little pieces of wood that I'm going to be using in the doorstop. I've never done something like this before, so there was a lesson learned. I should have done all this when I was chiseling out the notches for the door hinges, but I didn't, so now I have to install these and then paint this door frame again. Totally dumb, but now I know. Anyway, I'm going to be using the nail gun again with 1.5 inch brad nails. Then I just have to do a little wood filler, sand them down, and then paint. At that point, I can take off all the tape on the trim around the room because that's done. And then I can start figuring out exactly how I want the feature wall to be. Look at this door frame. It's got a doorstop, it's ready for hinges, it's got all the ingredients to have an actual bedroom door. All right, we made it to the point where it's the last time I have to tape anything off to paint in this room. I'm gonna start mapping out exactly how I want the feature wall. I was going back and forth on if I should do the whole wall or go all the way to the ceiling, but I feel like that's a lot, so I'm kind of just gonna wing it and put the tape down and see how I feel and then go from there. Ooh, I am sweat dogs. I wanted to pop in real quick just to talk about what I do when I'm painting a clean line on the wall. I'm using the black paint that I used on the ceiling in the hallway since I have so much left over and I love it. It's Noir by Valspar in a flat finish. This paint will definitely show any imperfections in the line, so I want to ensure that I get it as clean as possible. What I do is go in with a coat of the existing wall paint that's already on the walls. What this does is just kind of fills any gaps that might happen between the tape and the walls. You'll see that when you take off that tape, it's definitely a lot cleaner. Anyway, just thought I would share. Back to biz. I'm really happy that I don't have to paint any more walls or trim. I still have to do a little painting on the bedroom and closet door, but that just seems easier for whatever reason. They're both covered in that glossy finish, so I gotta give them a good sand. But once that's done, I'm gonna bring them back inside to paint. We're getting there. All right, so I sanded the shit out of those doors because once you add a few layers of paint on there, it's not gonna close like it previously did. But it wasn't enough, so now I have to go back out and sand some more. That's the one thing about DIY, it's never easy. Now that the doors are drying, I can finally get to the headboard slash feature wall that I have planned for this room. I just picked up some wood at Lowe's. I want to keep some continuity between the guest room and the primary room, so I'm using 1x2s again. I went horizontal in the guest room and pretty small, so I'm going big and also vertical. I think I'm going to use about like 40 1x2s for this, but since I have a car and not a truck, which I still need, I'm going to be getting the wood in small batches and just working on it bit by bit. I painted the wall to be 80 inches tall, so I'm cutting the wood to the exact height of that, so that way it just kind of all fits together in that little black box. So yeah, I'm gonna head home and start cutting, sanding, and getting these painted so they're ready to go up on the wall. There's a serious echo in this room right now, but what can you do? So the paint is dried and it's time to install these 1x2s onto the wall. I got my level, my nail gun, 2-inch brad nails, and a little bit of liquid nails just to make sure that the boards are very secure. I'm using the teeniest tiniest bit of adhesive just so that way if I ever do end up getting sick of these or if the next owner doesn't like this, it doesn't totally rip out all the plaster on the wall. But yeah, that's pretty much it, so let's get started. Alright, the boards are up. Now I can go through and fill all the nail holes with some wood filler, then I'm going to sand it, and then after that I just have to paint it and it's done. I figured you guys don't want to watch me paint anymore, so I'm sparing you another montage of that. I did want to let you guys know though that I did do another 2 coats of the noir in a satin finish rather than the flat once these boards were up. The boards were looking a little chalky with the flat finish, so I just decided to get some satin so that way we can actually lean up against it since it is our headboard and not scuff it up. But I'm super happy with how it turned out. It just feels super sleek and nice compared to what the bedroom was. Now I'm about to hang the light and the shades and all those little details. And once that's done, I can start moving everything back in the room. I just unpacked these cute little tables that were delivered from Hey today. We needed something with a low profile since our room isn't huge, and I also wanted to add a metal element to offset the wood tallboy dresser that I bought a few months ago. All the bedside tables with storage that I were looking at were either too bulky or just not the right vibe, so I went with these. Now that they're here, it's time to start loading in the furniture. We've been sleeping in the guest room during this makeover, so I'm very excited to be back in our bed. All right, everything is in. It's time for final touches. This room was a beast to finish for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because I was tired and getting back into that Milwaukee renovation vibe, or if it's just our personal room and I wanted it to be special. Either way, it's done enough at this point, so let's take a look. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you like what I did with the room. I feel like there could be some larger artwork in there, but I don't want to rush into anything and just buy whatever, so we're just gonna have to live with what we got for now. But I'm super happy that the bedroom isn't gnarly anymore, and now we get to sleep in our own bed. Next up is the main floor bathroom. I already started getting into it a little bit, and it's gonna be a lot, but I'm super excited for you to see that transformation. This is my first bathroom renovation, and I'm pretty much ripping everything out except the bathtub, so we'll see how it goes. We've been showering in the basement since we moved in because the main level bathroom only has a bathtub, so I'm very excited to be able to shower on the main floor. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Feel free to hit that like button and the subscribe, and also the bell button if you want to be updated when my next video comes out. I'm super happy to be back and working on the house, so I will see you soon. Bye. I feel like there could be some larger artwork. I feel like there could be some larger artwork. Get your shit together.